How's it going, Rick?
Really good, Megan. Thank you. It's a little bit cooler than the last 2 days. It's kind of nice, right? Not
I like
95
it.
today.
I like it. We're surviving. We're thriving. So our
True.
um our podcast last week went really well and has been very
Hmm.
popular on we're on iTunes, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, Instagram. It's published everywhere and it has very good reviews because you can come to us and you can ask us questions about real stuff. Really, what is going
Hmm.
on and how do I avoid getting into a situation? I have people think, "Oh, Megan, you're such a busy realtor, this and that. You're busy, you're busy." I'm not busy. Okay? I'm productive. I have plenty of time to talk to everybody.
You're
Just
efficient.
yeah, I'm efficient, so don't feel bad asking for help.
Hmm.
That's what we're here for.
Hmm. Yep,
All right.
100%.
So today we're going to talk about um we last week we talked about the five mistakes you can make when hiring a listing realtor, and this week we're going to talk about five mistakes you make could make five things to avoid when you're hiring a buyer's agent.
Hmm.
So now, since June of last year, 2024, you have to have your own agent if you're a buyer, unless you're out tootling around open houses unrepresented. You to have a realtor show you houses, you're supposed to be signing an agreement with them. Okay. And so that means that when you sign an agreement with somebody, that you're agreeing to pay them, so hopefully you're taking this agreement pretty seriously.
Hmm.
So we're going to help you out here with how to avoid some mistakes. Number one is don't passively choose a realtor who's going to be your buyer's agent.
Oh boy, that's big.
Yeah, don't just like let somebody rope you in off the streets and all of a sudden, you're in this relationship with this person when you haven't done your proper homework. Okay. So choose a realtor very purposefully is the number
Mm.
one. You're
Good
going to do
choice.
your
Good words.
homework.
Yep.
Yeah. Do
Hmm.
your homework, Google them, see how many houses have they sold. You and I have talked about this, and we think
Oh, yeah.
if you sell 12 houses a year, that you could be pretty fluent in what's happening in the real estate market.
Hmm. Hmm.
I see a lot of realtors, and I'm not knocking anybody, okay, but I'm telling you as the buyer, these are the clues, okay? I see realtors, they go to houses and they video houses and they do home tours and they post them on, TikTok and Instagram, and I think that's
Facebook, all
cool.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's cool. That's great. I love it. It's a great idea. But are they selling houses? Do they have recommendations from past clients that you can just double check that they are super great at Instagram, but maybe not so great at selling houses? Um, so just get some referrals and some references before you end up, because you're typically going to be in a contract with this person for 90 days. So
Hmm.
you want to
Or
make sure,
longer.
yeah,
Hmm.
you can only sign a contract for 90 days. If it
Was it
goes,
90 for that? Okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I had one client, praise the Lord, they had her sign like a 6 month agreement and they were terrible. And I said,
Oof.
6 month agreement, that's a violation. So she got it canceled and then yeah, I found her house.
Excellent.
Yeah. So you're gonna do your research, you're gonna make sure your realtor is fluent in selling houses, at least 10 to 12 houses a year. You should have a clue what's going on. Because realtors that don't have a clue what's going on, all of a sudden you get an offer and it's 50,000, over asking on a house that doesn't have any offers on it. And you're like, ha, great for me as a seller's agent. But
Well,
that's
and
not how
you
things
and I
are.
see these things a lot, right? We deal with a lot of these
Yeah.
agents out there. I do, and you do too. And it's. I mean, how many times do you get a contract and you read it and you go, "Wait, this is all filled out wrong. They didn't check that box. This box is wrong." That you have to tell them how to write their own contract. And for
I
you as
know.
a listing agent, that's a bad sign already.
The red flag. You
Not going
can
to
be a
go
new
well.
agent, but get a mentor to help you go
Yeah,
over stuff and read things
yeah.
and present. I mean, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you can't fill
Hmm.
out the purchase contract correctly, you're probably going to have a pretty rough transaction.
Yeah.
Um, all right, let's see. And understand the agreement that you're signing with your realtor and how your realtor is going to get paid. I mean, this is not, I was talking to a realtor a few months ago, and he's
Hmm.
like, I don't know how to present this to my clients. So I just go out and show them houses. And when they're ready to write an offer, then we fill out the agreement.
Ooh, ouch.
I'm like, that is a violation.
Hmm.
Um, let's see here. What else do we have here? Oh, how are they showing you houses? Are they just sending you out on open house weekends?
Mm.
Because you might not know this, but the realtors, we have to be a member of the board,
Hmm.
and different regions have different boards, and we pay fees, we pay dues.
Hmm.
We have
Hmm.
electronic key on our phone
Hmm.
that we have passed, a fingerprint test and the whole thing, so that we can have access to these keys. And that's how we can get in and out of houses. So if your realtor's
Hmm.
avoiding showing you a house in person, maybe they don't have a key. Maybe they're not a
Don't have
member of the
access.
board.
Yeah,
It could be. Hold on one. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. And then your sound went down a little bit there. Your volume went down a little bit.
Yeah.
There we
Whenever
go.
the phone
We're back.
rings, even when it's on DND, it goes down. Um, your realtor, when you have a buyer's agent that you choose, they should set up at least like 2 meetings with you before you're ready to go out house hunting. The first meeting should be the interview for choosing the realtor. And then the
Hmm. Hmm.
second meeting should be a meeting all about you, the buyer, what you want, what you are looking for,
Hmm.
what your
Hmm.
timeline
Hmm.
is. And then your realtor is going to educate you on what to expect, how long cost you, open escrow. Do you have the deposit ready? Do you have the funds ready? Have you been pre-approved for a loan? Just the whole thing, right?
Hmm.
And the last thing I have, and if you have anything else to add, Rick, but the last thing I have is hiring a realtor who is not local. And
Mm.
I mean, I sell property within an hour of here, but I've been doing this for a really long time, and I don't even need a map. Okay. I can get all around everywhere. I know every neighborhood. And
Every house.
yeah, it's a little bit different. But like, if you
Hmm.
have a realtor who's coming from LA to Anaheim to show you townhouses, like, forget about it. It's not going to happen. It's too much traffic. It's a pain to get here. They don't know the local area. It's very different. So just hire somebody local just for ease of getting around and getting the information you need and being able to
Yeah,
get into
right.
a house in a timely manner.
Well, not only that, of course, we know that once we get into escrow, there's inspections and things that have to take place, and you
Yeah,
have to have a realtor that knows the local people and then can actually be there for the inspections and then knows what to look for. And if that agent is an hour and a half away in traffic, they're probably not going to want to go to that inspection.
yeah, yeah,
They may not
exactly.
even have a local inspector that wants to even do it in a reasonable time frame to meet the loan contingencies and the seller's contingencies on the offer. So yeah, there's lots of potential problems with that situation.
Right. So, um, there was one other thing I just thought of right now, but now I forgot it. Oh, again, too, realtors' commissions are always negotiable. Any realtor can charge
Hmm.
whatever they want, right? But
Hmm.
you,
Hmm.
again, you should not pick a realtor based on what their fees are. You should pick a
That is so
realtor.
huge.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
got to pick a realtor that you think is the best match for you, and that their reviews and everything is the kind of service that you're looking for. So,
Yeah, those are all good points. And we're both involved in a lot of transactions, and we've had a lot of history with this. And as the lender, I so often have a buyer that has an agent, and their agent was chosen because their coworker or their spouse knows somebody who works as a realtor, but they'll do it for cheap. And okay, well, great, but they just don't know what to do. And every time and you talk about being a passive realtor. I mean, you and I have a system and a process that wins. We have a history of winning, right? We know
Hmm.
what that looks like. And so for those agents out there, listen, they're doing their best. I get it. They mean well, they want to do well, but they lack that history, that skill set to make those things work. And it's just unfortunate. But they'll write an offer and they'll say, well, I'll say, how's that going? Well, we'll see what they say.
Yeah. Oh
I
my
want to, I
gosh.
want
Yeah.
to, I want to run. It's like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, that's not the way that works. But I'm not the realtor. I got to stay in my lane at some level, right?
Hmm.
So, but what happens is and I try to explain to them, well, this is kind of, in my experience, what works. And they go, no, no, I'll do it my way. Well, the next call is what happened? Well, they took another offer.
Womp
Yeah, I
womp.
saw that coming,
Yeah. They've
right?
still.
So, yeah, we don't want that to happen.
No, no, and it's okay to be a new realtor and it's okay to need
Yeah,
help, but they have to have a mentor, somebody that's working
right.
with
That's
them
so
so that
critical.
they
Correct.
are on track. Because the fact is that the majority of people with a real estate license are not realtors, are not doing it full time. And so you can very much find yourself in a situation like this. So just be aware and you'll have a better transaction.
100%. Great advice, Megan.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me, and we'll be back next week.
Next week, next Tuesday.
I love it. All right, then I will see you then.